Hello and welcome again to this video clip and the project of XFlex. My name is Hannes Schweiger from UNIVERSITY Research in Austria, and it's a great pleasure to introduce Chloe Fournely from the University of Ljubljana. She's going to explain today the MARKETFLEX tool. And in comparison to the interviews, we are now coming to a presentation, and she's giving this presentation as the host of this Zoom meeting. Welcome, Chloe. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you for the invitation for today. All right, so today I'm going to present the MARKETFLEX tool, which is one of the three main tools of XFlex project. To set up the general context, why do we do MARKETFLEX, or why do we do XFlex in general? Well, at the distribution level of the electricity network, there is a lot of problems coming today. If we think of renewable energies or new electrification of heating sector or transportation sector with electric vehicles, well, there's a lot of problems that can occur on the grid. And the system operators, the DSO, have very limited control over their grid at the moment. And between the distribution system operator and the transmission system operator, there is no real scheme of cooperation today that is in place. And also another challenge that is important for us is the strong motivation from the European Commission to give access to every consumers in Europe to energy markets. So why do we do MARKETFLEX then? Or what do we do with it? So as the name tells, MARKETFLEX is a market platform, and it's aimed primarily to aggregators. So they are the flexibility managers. So all the flexible units, controllable units that are connected to the distribution network. Could it be EV charger or a heat pumps or a power plant, small power plant, CHP units, etc. And a market platform for system operators, so directly DSOs. That's who we are focusing. What is interesting in MARKETFLEX? So there are existing wholesale energy markets, but there are no local markets existing really today in Europe. So MARKETFLEX offers both of these markets, a wholesale connection to existing wholesale markets, but also new local market for DSOs. And it provides day ahead market, intraday markets, which are like a bit ahead of time before operation, but also closer to real time, which is more balancing and ancillary services market. And one very interesting part of the MARKETFLEX tool is that we use market-based approach, which means there is different consumers or flexibility owners that compete with one another to use their flexibility units. Usually we use price-based competition in this market, but in MARKETFLEX we also studied other mechanisms to clear this market that are non-price-based. So maybe a bit later I will have the chance to discuss a bit more further, but this is quite innovative, I would say, in MARKETFLEX tool. And what is the main point for DSOs? So with this market platform, they can actually have a control over the grid. And in the end, by controlling these flexible units that have a great impact on their grid, they can avoid reinforcing the grid. So putting new lines or bigger lines or putting new transformers, which is really costly. So we developed, as said before, two different market sides, let's say, or sizes. So a local market and a wholesale market. So first, if we look at the local market operation. So as I said, there are three main tools in the XFlex project: ServiFlex, MARKETFLEX, GridFlex. ServiFlex is used by aggregators, so flexibility unit operators, and GridFlex is aimed for DSOs. And MARKETFLEX is in the middle, and the flow goes like this. So first, let's look at GridFlex. The DSO forecasts what will be happening in their grid with the like all the houses or all the different loads that are connected, non-controllable. They forecast it and they see how much is available in the grid in terms of capacity to be used by flexible, controllable units. So this is these grid power limits. And on top of this, they also give an indication through a traffic light signal. So just one of three colors, green, yellow, or red. And this indicates to what extent these flexible units in the grid could consume or inject. So if it's all green, then whatever they would consume or inject, it would not really impact the voltage, or they would not create congestions. If it's yellow, there is a risk of congestion or voltage deviations. And in the case of red, this is really dangerous state, and this is where DSO have the possibility to send a request for flexibility. And on the other side, if we look at ServiFlex, so as we said, they are the flexibility managers. And what they send is a schedule for their flexibility units to either consume or inject into the grid. And they send it at for every period of the day to MARKETFLEX. And they can put a price on it if they want to compete with the price, so their willingness to pay. Or they could, with these innovative clearing mechanisms that I discussed before, they could just not give any price to their bid. And so MARKETFLEX, with all this information, create the market by joining the information from flexible units and the rest of the grid. And it will accept or reject all the bid from the aggregators. And through this operation, we make sure that all operation on the grid is not creating any congestion or voltage problems. This local market, we tested in 2 different pilots in XFlex project in Luce in Slovenia and in Xanthi in Greece. And then if we look at the wholesale market operation, we have separated the clearing mechanisms from MARKETFLEX. So it's in a way much easier. So we still have this flow of GridFlex sending the grid power limits to MARKETFLEX, ServiFlex sending their bids for the wholesale markets. And then MARKETFLEX just does a check between the bid proposition and the grid power limits and does a pre-selection. It's more if this would put under pressure the grid, then the bid from the ServiFlex would not be forwarded to the wholesale market operator. If it does not endanger the grid, it is forwarded. Wholesale market operator, existing market, they do their clearing, they send back their results, and MARKETFLEX shares also the results to everyone. So this we tested in the 2 other pilots in XFlex project, so Ravne na Koroškem in Slovenia and in Albena in Bulgaria. So I would like to show a bit the MARKETFLEX platform. How does it look like? And this is the example for local markets. So we took the example of the Luce pilot in Slovenia. And as you can see, so here we select the view of, I am an aggregator in Slovenia, I would like to bid, and I would like to bid for a day-ahead market, so for tomorrow. And as you can see, you select the period of the day, it's 15 minutes long. I select one of the units that I own. I can know what is the different traffic light signal within the feeder and the transformer my unit is connected to. I give the power I want to use, the price for it, so my willingness to pay. And I just create it. I send it to the market, and the market will gather all the bids for this period and will do the results. Then in the case of a red traffic light signal, so here you can see all the forecasted grid capacity limits, and you can filter it. So here I selected one feeder in Luce that has a red color. I am a DSO this time, and I create a request. So I say I want some consumption, at least 20, max 40, and I put a price on it. and I open basically the local ancillary service market. And finally, we go back to aggregator view, and I go to this market that the DSO just opened, and I bid on it. So similar information that I give, the direction, consumption here, what power I can give, and for which price I'm willing to give. And that's basically how the platform looks at the moment. And yeah, many different functionalities regarding bids, updates, deleting different bids, etc., as you can see. All right, so to sum up, what are the main innovations of MARKETFLEX tool? So first thing, these innovative local market clearing mechanisms. So what we considered is not putting price into at the center of the clearing mechanisms. Why? Because this is the local market is an addition to the existing wholesale market. So putting a price at the lower level would basically increase the general price of electricity. This is maybe not something we want. So what we thought with these clearing mechanisms without a price is to increase the equity for the grid users, because for local markets, we may talk about people who are just like you and I, having maybe an electric vehicles that would be willing to participate in a local market. So we're not able to provide much money to actually charge our vehicle on top of the existing price of electricity. So this is what we are studying at the moment. Then another interesting point of MARKETFLEX, the traffic light signal. This is also something in discussion. You can see different propositions in literature, also in other European projects. The main point of the traffic light signal for us is that it's one single indicator, very easy to read. It's a color that covers all the grid conditions. So I've been talking about congestion, but also about voltage deviations. It also defines the level of the market. So for example, if there is one specific problem, let's say red light in one feeder, well, only people connected to this feeder will be able to compete. Rather than if there is a problem, a congestion forecast at the transformer level, then everyone connected to the transformer, so much bigger pool, will be competing. So this traffic light signal sets the level of the market. And finally, for MARKETFLEX perspective, IT perspective, this is very much simplifying the computation. And finally, so talking again about the TSO-DSO cooperation, which is quite a hot topic at the moment. We have this, what we call distribution grid cooperation module. And as you can see, this gives some power to the DSO to actually make sure that whatever is connected to their grid and goes to the TSO market or wholesale market to bid there, DSO, thanks to MARKETFLEX, can be sure that the grid conditions will be respected. That's MARKETFLEX in short.
Yeah, thank you very much, Chloe, for this very nice presentation, and thanks in general for this really comprehensive demonstration how MARKETFLEX works and how it is about in general. Please have also a look at the other tools within XFlex, which are named GridFlex and ServiFlex in our other videos. Thank you very much for joining, for you, Chloe, first, and all the audience. And see you next time. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye. Thank you.